Hello everyone. We are from Group 10. We will presentation about mobile language learning. I'm Siska Sari and my friend Putri Ramadhanti. Mobile language learning is a field that brought with it a large amount of expectation and to some degree disappointment at the same time. In the end, the very view of the word mobile device has not been a fixed contract either. Since that time, these mobile portable technologies have achieved an amazing penetration rate, with the vast majorities of both teachers and learners at almost all levels of education processing them. Okay, theory and mobile language learning. Theory and mobile language learning is one of the biggest criticism directed toward the field of CAL. So CAL is computer-assisted language learning. Is that theory often has a peripheral position in research article. Using CAL technologies with CAL practitioners tending to be customers of theory developed by others depending on their specific purpose. Next, SLA theories, described earlier in many cases that rationale for using mobile device for learning a language is derived for various SLA theories, depending on what it is the teacher or research is setting out to achieve. In contrast, the LA voters applied to not teaching a hypothesis to listening tasks for listening Spanish by English native speakers, making target item more silent in order to allow the learner to attach to them more easily. Next, cognitive physiology theories. This theory is particular interest to educators in that it deals directly with the difficulty of tasks, the information presented to learners, and the way in which it can to present it in order to make it more manageable to them. Theories considering the role of mobile device. Despite their size and input limitation, modern mobile devices have the potential to go beyond the role of more traditional computer in two main ways. For example, a calendar helps us to know what day of the year it is, and a watch tells us the time without the need to constantly remember it. Simply put, it advocates that learning occurs in the context in which it is applied, rather than the simple decontextual transmission of information. Okay, next is primary outcomes from research into mobile language learning. So research into mobile learning has come an incredibly long way in the comparatively short period that has been in existence. According to Baston, there were as many 5,070 works related to mobile language learning over a period of nearly two decades for 1924 to 2012, looking at how mobile devices are viewed by teacher, student, and institution, as well as at the way in which they are used. Okay, research under controlled condition. A student that take place under this controlled condition generally describe systems that have been specifically designed to develop a particular skill, with the majority of students centering on vocabulary and listening, and to a somewhat leisure degree and reading. And the next is research of mobile device outside of the classroom. Yes, a research that examines how mobile devices are used for pedagogical purpose outside the classroom differ quite significantly from the which look at classroom context, in that it tends to focus more of attitude toward usage and pattern of engagement.
Okay, the next material I want to explain about applying mobile device to language learning environment. The use of mobile device for language learning is surprisingly complex and goes to beyond just the design of the system, of the way in which the mobile component is integrated into the larger teaching and learning context. Okay, Stockwell and Hubbard outline two principles for the implementation of mobile language learning that are based on practice as presented in the relevant literature. A slim sampled version of the principle follows. The first is considered affordance and limitation of both the mobile device and the environment in which the device will be used in light of the learning goals. The second, there is limit multitasking and environmental direction. And the third, use the push mechanism but respect boundaries. And the fourth, strive to maintain equity and including catering for a range of mobile device and provide for non-mobile alternatives. And the next, there is acknowledge and plan for accommodating language learner difference. And the next, be aware of language learners' exciting uses and cultures of use for their device. And the next, keep mobile language learning activities in tasks short and sighten when possible, divide longer tasks into smaller chunks. The next, provide guidance and training to use mobile device for language learning most effectively. And the last, recognize and accommodate multi-table stakeholders, including teachers, learners, and administrators. Material is consideration for mobile language learning. There are two main areas that need to be considered when implementing mobile language learning. The first of this in the context in which the language learning tools will be used, and the second in actual design of the tools themselves. These two elements cannot be separated from one another, and the design of any learning tools will be dependent upon the context in which they are to be used. A useful overview of how to consider mobile context and the impact that this can have on the learning process is provided by Sampon and Jervas. They define two mobile contexts and as including the following. The first is learner temporal information or there is current state of mind and how this impacts learners. And then willingness to participate in the learning process. And the second is people, how other people influence the learning process. And the third place or the risk, including the current location, private and public space, culture, background, and then learning setting. And the fourth, technological artifacts, the mobile device itself, and non-technological artifacts or books and other tools that can be used help to learning. Next is time or duration of a task, schedule, time of a task, time of viability of the learner, peer on expert. The next is physical physical condition, or illumination illumination level, noise level, and weather conditions. A look at this list show the context itself. It needs very complex. And while it may not be possible to control for of these variables at the very last, it is important to be aware of the fact there are several factors at play when designed for learning through mobile device. With regard to design mobile application, literature and HOSAC provide a list of 7 areas to be considered as follows. The first is mode of interaction, and the second context of use, and the third scope, and the fourth management, and the next mode of access, design scale, and other. Okay, the next materials about looking to future of mobile language learning. Mobile language learning is still maturing area, but at the same time, development of mobile device has made a potentially and most change in the face of education itself. Learners are carrying high Spotify equipment in their pockets that enables access to almost unlimited wealth of research, and this means that way in which we think about learning and then may take on different forms from in the past. The implication for language learning are also immediately obvious in learners can pull out dictionaries that can help them uh, with dictionary vocabulary supported with various kinds of multimedia can help to contextualize and the information that retrieve.